All right, what's going on, guys? So welcome back to another Sunday watch list. I'm gonna give you guys some of the key levels I have, things I have on watch for the week. And last week was overall just a very, very interesting week, right? Very technical. Um, let's start off with SPY as always, right? So as you guys can see, I'm currently on the hourly chart. Last week we had this bull flag right here that was as textbook as it can get. The reasoning why was because we had the previous all-time high here at 503. And I told you guys last week what I was watching on SPY was a retest of that 503 area, right? Now, as it just we didn't get the exact retest of 503 on SPY, but on ES, we did retest that previous all-time high. This is why correlation of levels is so important. This week was an amazing example of why correlation of levels is so important with the futures, the index, and the ETFs. If you guys have any questions on that, drop a comment. If I get enough comments, I will drop a whole video on correlation of indexes, ETFs, and the futures to how to correlate your levels, right? But this is the importance of it because you can see that ES came and retested the previous all-time high, and we ripped through that, right? The bull flag broke out. Same chart as SPY, just ES did retest the previous all-time high as SPY didn't reach that level all the way down there, right? And you even got the break and retest of the bull flag here. It doesn't get any cleaner than this, right? Notice how we broke the bull flag here, retested, and then continued to go higher, right? So, and then of course you catch that move out of the bull flag. Where's the target? The target is the top of the bull flag, which is this 510 level. And on Friday, right, we broke and retested 510 here and just continue to rip up. So new levels is the new all-time high, which is 513, right? 513 is the new all-time high, and we are forming like this hourly bull flag again here. We have to see what pre-market looks like, but as of right now, this is looking like this flag right here. We have to see. But a retest of 510 will be on watch, which was the previous all-time high here, 510. It already retested on Friday, but we want to see if this comes back and retests again. If not, 513, break and retest. We'll see how that level reacts. Now, if things get weak, right, below 510, gives us the push back down into these levels down here, which is pretty much 507, I believe. Yeah, 507 was that key level, that mid level right here, 507. So keep an eye on it. Below 510 gets us there, and then below that to these levels. But we're looking very strong, so I'll be looking for a breakout to the upside 513. Going into Qs, very, very similar, right? We had that bull flag we broke out of. We reclaimed the previous all-time highs here, which was 430, 439, held it, pushed into new highs, 440, and just completely ripped through that, right? Everything was very strong this week, like with Nvidia, AMD, a lot of the tech stocks, very, very strong. And here we have an hourly bull flag on the Qs as well. Retesting this 444 level will be interesting for me. I don't know if we'll get down that low to 440, 441, but that will be a retest level, which was the previous highs. For the upside, 446.7 area, point 6 area for a break and retest if this hourly bull flag plays out. We don't have any levels to the upside, but the psychological levels will be in play, which is 450. Definitely on watch. And then the psychological levels on the futures is going to be 5,200 and 18,400 and 500 on these, right? If we keep pushing higher, right? Those are levels that will have reactions. So just be aware of those if you're going long and one of these levels hit, you can have some type of like struggle at these levels, or if you break and retest these levels and use them as retests, those are going to give you more precise entries as well, or just target points, right? Since we don't have any levels to the upside, how to use the futures, big psychological levels, since they're going to have reactions. Getting into individual tickers, Apple is weak, right? Apple, regardless of the market showing a lot of strength last week, Apple's head and shoulders kind of broke down right below 180. We tried getting a reclaim towards the end of the day, but while everything was going up, Apple was rejecting and going down. So this is a name that was relatively weak compared to everything else. We are getting a push back into it, but I mean, we'll see what happens. This is a if the market gets weak overall, this is going to be a name that drops first. Um, we have to see if it reclaims 180. I would be interested in longs. Not my favorite setup, but we'll see what happens with this one. Just keep that 180 on watch. Amazon is already pushing towards highs as well. 180 is the next level, and then pretty much these 188s, 185s. Not my favorite setup either, but on the weekly, we did just break that 177.58. So I'd keep that level on watch if anything for a potential bounce, 177.5, which was just the previous kind of like supply right here. You could see resistance, resistance, resistance. Not my favorite setup though, but it does look good on the weekly for continuation. Back into highs at 186, 188. Microsoft looks very good on the weekly as well. This is definitely looking like it wants to push into highs, which is 422, 421. So for this one, um, I'd keep this 416 level on watch for a break and retest, 416.4, which was just the previous area that kept projecting. Above that gets you room to the highs. Just probably a quick move, quick scalp. Above the highs, that's where you get higher, right? Weekly looks good for upside. Now, NVIDIA, this was a really good setup that just a bull flag, right? Very textbook bull flag here. Broken held 800 Friday. This was a trade that I took on Friday. A little bit over 60%, but those contracts went over 500% had I held them. Which is pretty crazy, right? Held 800 and just completely ripped. Literally just off that bull flag. Off that bull flag, just held up. Held 800. Target of the bull flag is the top. And notice it just did it perfectly, right? So these are pretty much at highs again. I guess you'd want to wait for some levels to get respected again. 800 is going to be a level that I pay attention to. And that 823, see if that all-time high starts to base out and get respected to see what we do off of those levels for either bounces, push towards new levels. So AMD is very interesting name this week. Very strong as it was ranging from 184 to 160 back up, just ranging in all of this was just ranging, right? And then we held this mid-range towards the end of the week, broken retested 184. Like it doesn't get any cleaner than this right here. A break and retest of the top of the range here at 184, broke, retested, and just ripped to new highs, right? 200 is the next psychological level that I will be paying attention to. Is a little bit extended, but showing a lot of strength. So I want to see how 200 starts to get respected. That will give us room to new highs. These are very names that are very strong. 192.5 will be a level for a retest as well if we do get a pullback. So that will be on watch for me as well. Meta, psychological level of 500. We finally hit it and broke above it. So I want to see if that 500 level starts to hold as demand. This is a little bit more on top watch. See if it holds. For a pushback into 504 and the next psychological levels. So just to hold the 500, I'll be interested in. Google, relatively weak compared to everything else as well. Looks like it could be an inverse head and shoulders, but not my favorite setup either. This one's lagging behind, so. Tesla is making higher lows, and now we are in a range between 198 and around 205. So we're just ranging back and forth here in this base, you could see. 205, 198, back and forth, right? So waiting for either a break and retest of this 206 for more upside to 212, or if this 198 breaks back to the downside, potentially room down to 190. There's an either or setup. Preferably, since we are making higher lows, I'm expecting this to break and retest 206 for 212. So keep that on watch. I like Tesla. Nflx, this is a name that's on top watch for me. This is very technical. This is very technical. Textbook bull flag over here. You see this textbook bull flag on this side. Broke, retested. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. Even on the daily, you can see this, right? Bull flag breaks, retests with a bullish pin bar here. And, just gets the rip up to the psychological level 600. Friday, we break 600, and now we're into 620s. Very Very, very strong name. 620 is a big resistance from back here, as you can see. So if we break and retest this resistance, reclaim it like we did here, look what it did last time, right? It gave us a push into 640s. Next resistance would be 632, 640, and then back into highs for Nflx, which is pretty crazy. Nflx is very, very strong. I'm gonna be watching a retest of 610, which was the previous high. As you can see here, 610 was a previous high here. And I want to see that level hold. If it pulls back to retest that, if not, I will be watching 620 for a break and retest into 632. This is on top watch for me. I'm really, really liking Nflx. I'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Um, Other than that, that's gonna be the Sunday watches, top watches, Nflix, Tesla, Meta. Keep an eye on SPY and Qs as well, and AMD and Nvidia. Top watches for me this week. I hope you guys have a great trading week. As far as economic data, let me double check that as well. We have, believe we have, all right, we got Powell speaking on Wednesday, testifies to Congress. Not no FOMC or nothing, but we have job openings Wednesday as well. So, and then Powell again Thursday. Oh, shoot. Okay. And non-farm payrolls Friday. All right. So we do got some big catalysts this week. We got non-farm payrolls Friday, very important, and Powell twice for the week, job openings. So important days, Monday and Tuesday should be, we'll see what happens going into Wednesday. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great trading week. If you guys have any questions, make sure to just drop it below in the comments. And yeah, peace.